Urgent Kansas City Chiefs fans. Do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because here, we bring you daily videos with the latest Kansas City Chiefs updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Alright, Chiefs fans, settle in because today we've got some game-changing updates that could very well shape the upcoming season. If you've been following the NFL offseason, you already know that the Chiefs have been busy, and I mean really busy, in both the draft and free agency. And let me tell you, what they've done so far has set the stage for an exciting year ahead. But before we dive into all the specifics, let's take a moment to appreciate just how strategic and aggressive this team has been. The Kansas City Chiefs aren't just sitting back and waiting for things to happen, they're making moves, and they're making them with purpose. So, to start off, let's talk about the draft. Everyone's eyes were on the Chiefs, especially because their biggest need, no surprises here, was the offensive line. Protecting Patrick Mahomes has always been a top priority, and this year was no different. The Chiefs came out swinging in the first round by selecting Josh Simmons, a player who, on paper, looks like a perfect fit. Simmons is a guy with a lot of versatility, and he's known for his toughness and technical skills. It's a smart pick, especially considering how important it is to keep Mahomes upright and healthy throughout the grueling NFL season. We all remember last year's playoff run, where a few injuries along the line could have derailed their Super Bowl chances. This move signals that the Chiefs are serious about safeguarding their franchise quarterback and building a robust, resilient offensive line that can withstand the physicality of the league. But the draft wasn't just about the offensive line. The Chiefs also looked beyond the first round, bringing in some promising talents like Brashard Smith and Omar Norman-Lott. Now, don't sleep on these guys. Sometimes, draft steals are hidden gems, players who may not have been the most hyped in the combine but show incredible potential on the field. Smith, with his speed and agility, could be a matchup nightmare for defenses, providing deep threat options or even gadget plays in the future. Norman-Lott, on the other hand, has the size and strength to be a disruptive force on the defensive line. These kinds of picks often turn out to be some of the biggest steals in the draft because they bring high upside at a relatively low cost. Moving beyond the draft, the Chiefs' activity in free agency has been nothing short of aggressive. They've been targeting players who can immediately contribute and fill specific needs. One of their key signings was Jalen Moore, an offensive lineman who brings versatility and depth to the line. This signing complements their draft picks and ensures they have enough bodies to protect Mahomes and create running lanes. On the defensive side, they've been active as well, bringing in Christian Fulton, a talented cornerback, and Jerry Tillery, a disruptive interior lineman. These signings are strategic, they're adding veteran experience and playmaking ability, which is crucial for a team with championship ambitions. But the offseason isn't just about filling gaps. It's also about strategic moves that can elevate the team's overall performance. The Chiefs know they're in a prime position to contend again, and that's why they're looking for a few more pieces that could make all the difference. There are still some free agents out there who could fit perfectly into the Chiefs' puzzle, players who could really push the roster to the next level. This brings us to one of the most talked about names in NFL circles right now, Von Miller. Imagine the impact if he joins the Chiefs next season. Miller, a two-time Super Bowl champion, has spent the last 3 years with the Buffalo Bills, but he's still looking for a new home. The storyline would be incredible, a veteran pass rusher returning to the AFC West, but this time, wearing the red and gold. The narrative practically writes itself, Von Miller reuniting with his old buddy Chris Jones, forming a formidable pass-rushing duo that could strike fear into any quarterback. And for the Chiefs, adding Miller would mean bringing in another veteran presence with a championship pedigree, someone who's been through the trenches and knows what it takes to win the big one. Even though Miller's production might not be what it was at his peak, he's still a force to be reckoned with, especially when paired with other pass rushers. The idea of him chasing down quarterbacks like Mahomes or Herbert is enough to give Chiefs fans chills. Plus, if he manages to get his third Super Bowl ring, he'd join an elite club. Only a handful of players have achieved that feat, and he'd be the second player in NFL history to win 3 Super Bowls with 3 different teams. That's a legacy that writes itself, and it's exactly the kind of veteran leadership that can help push a team over the edge. Now, shifting gears a bit, let's talk about the wide receiver position. The Chiefs' room is pretty solid, especially with the emergence of young talent like Rashee Rice and Sky Moore. But adding a veteran like Amari Cooper could be a game-changer, especially as a backup or a safety net in case of injuries. Cooper, with his precise route running and reliable hands, could slot into the offense seamlessly. The Chiefs could sign him on a 1-year deal, probably at a reasonable price, just to add that extra layer of depth. You never know when an injury might strike, and having a veteran like Cooper on the roster means they won't have to scramble to find quality production if something happens to their young receivers. And then there's the defense. The Chiefs recently parted ways with Justin Reed, a talented safety, and now they're eyeing another divisional rival, Justin Simmons. Simmons has been a consistent performer in Denver, known for his playmaking ability and leadership in the secondary. Even though he might not be as dominant as he was a few years ago, he still has the skills to disrupt passing lanes and be a reliable presence on the back end. Bringing him in would give the Chiefs a strong safety option, one who can emulate Reed's play style and maybe even elevate the entire secondary. It's all about adding versatile, experienced players who can adapt quickly and add depth to a team that's already stacked with talent. Now, let's step back and look at the bigger picture. The Chiefs are aiming for another Super Bowl run, and everything they've done so far points to that. The draft moves, the free agent signings, the strategic planning, it's all about building a roster that's not just good on paper but ready to perform on the field. They've got Mahomes, who's proven time and again that he's the best in the league when it comes to making magic happen. They've got a defense that, with some added veterans, can be formidable. And they're not afraid to take risks or make bold moves to stay ahead of the curve. Looking ahead, expectations are sky-high for Kansas City. Fans are dreaming of another deep playoff run, perhaps a Super Bowl three-peat. It's ambitious, yes, but with the talent and the strategic moves they're making, it's not out of the realm of possibility. The AFC West remains competitive, with teams like the Chargers and Broncos always in the mix, but the Chiefs have shown time and again that they're a step above when it counts. Their combination of a high-powered offense led by Mahomes and a defense that's steadily improving makes them one of the toughest teams to beat. The upcoming season will be a test of resilience, depth, and leadership. The Chiefs have some of the best players in the league, but the NFL is a league of inches, of moments that can change everything. Injuries, unexpected performances, or clutch plays in crunch time, all these factors will come into play. And that's why the offseason moves are so critical. Every signing, every draft pick, every strategic decision is a piece of the puzzle that can tip the scales in their favor. As fans, we're all eager to see how it unfolds. Will Von Miller really join the Chiefs? Will they land a veteran receiver like Cooper? How will their young players develop? The NFL offseason is always full of surprises, and Kansas City has positioned itself as a team to watch. Their front office has a clear vision, and their players are motivated to repeat their success. The Super Bowl window is still wide open, and the Chiefs are doing everything they can to keep it that way. And now, Kansas City Chiefs fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all these moves? Do you think the team is building a roster that can dominate once again? Are you excited about the possibility of Von Miller joining the squad? Or maybe you have other free agents in mind that you'd love to see wearing the red and gold next season. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Kansas City Chiefs. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Kansas City Chiefs news because this offseason is just heating up, and the best is yet to come.